Hi, as you know, I am Kaylin, and today we're going to be discussing leave accruement. So we're going to configure leave scales, and then obviously assign those to the employees. And these leave scales are actually used to earn leave over a period of time. So depending on what your leave scale would be set up, whether it is then, sick leave over a few years or, employing earning a certain amount of paid leave every month, those would be set up in your leave scales. So this gets done in your configuration module. So we're going to move over to there. And if you go to setup and then leave and leave scales, I've already got a few that are configured here, but I'm going to show you, we're going to set up one for sick leave, which the employee would get 30 days over a period of 3 years. So what you need to do is let's go configure that. We're going to click on add. You're going to put in your description. Now obviously that can be whatever you want to it to be. I'm going to just say 30 days sick over 3 years. Okay, and then you've got the employee earn section. Now this tells the system what does this employee actually earn. How many days does he earn, or how many hours does he earn? So depending on what your rule would be, in this case we're going to say this employee earns 30 days. He's not going to earn any hours, and he's only going to earn this after he's worked for 3 years. Now, okay, fine, this guy's not going to get 30 days only at the end of the 3 years. There is another option that you can actually allocate these 30 days in advance. So we're going to get to that, but you can use the after section. You're going to say after 1 year he's going to, 3 years, he's going to get this 30 days sick leave. Now there's also a slightly more advanced option, if I can use that term, in the sense that if there's certain conditions, a certain amount of shifts that this employee needs to complete first, or a certain amount of hours that's been worked in the normal category, you can also use it. So let's say there's another example. This employee earns 1 day's paid leave, for argument's sake, or long service leave, or whatever that may be, after he has worked. So you're going to say after he's worked, you're going to select that option there, and then you can say the if option. So let's say he's worked 90 hours. So after 90 hours of worked in the normal category, this employee will earn 1 day's long service leave, or whatever that may be. That would be quite nice earning that then. But yes, so you can set up your rules there then. But we're going to stick to this 30 days after 3 years, or over a 3-year period. We've set up all those things. If you go to the Advanced tab on the left-hand side, you'll see you've got some more options. So there's a rounded total leave. You can round the total of the leave to the nearest, whatever decimal place or whatever that may be. You can also have a maximum amount of carried forward leave. So let's say this guy may only have a maximum of 10 days paid leave, for argument's sake, that he can carry over from 1 year to the next. You can put that in there. Then there's this tick mark that says leave is accrued at the start of the cycle. So this means if you tick this, let's say this guy's cycle starts on the 1st of January, then it'll give him 30 days in advance for the next 3 years. So that's basically how you're going to set this one up. You don't always use leave, the advanced leave function, where you actually accrue that at the start of the cycle. Depending on your rules, like I say, if it is a case of the employee earning paid leave, after a certain amount, or maybe he earns 1.7 days every month that he's actually worked there, so that you're obviously not going to give him at the beginning. He'll have to work first in order to get that leave there. Okay, so you can also then go and set the background colors here and set up whether it's in decimal values or not. This is the most important to configure those settings there then. That's just obviously whether it's accrued in advance or not, and max carried forward. So we click on OK. We've got our extra leave scale here. Now the next step that we would need to do is to assign that leave scale to the employee. Now I've obviously gone straight to configuring the leave scales, but in order for you to actually also set this up, you need to also have your leave types configured in the background. So let's see, I've now obviously taken for granted that is done. If it isn't done, you need to go to your leave and leave types and configure all the different types of leave there. So now once that has been set up, once you've actually configured your leave scale, then you can go and assign that to the employee then. So then we would move over to the user module. You'd go to your particular employee that you need to assign this leave scale to, highlight them, click on leave, and you'll see that there's obviously a whole lot of options. Now if you're not seeing any of these extra options on the left hand side, what you need to confirm is in the configuration module, if you go to your bells and whistles, you will see there's a leave tab, and you can specify whether you want leave accruement on or not. Okay, so you can either tick that or not. So obviously if you're not seeing those options, just confirm that that feature is actually being set on your system there. Okay, so then we need to go to scales because we're going to assign the scale to this employee. We're going to click on add, and we're going to specify from when do we want this leave scale to apply. I'm going to say I want this from the 1st of January. I want the scale to start. What type of leave does this apply to, the scale? So you can use the same scale for multiple leave types. So if you've got the same rule going through a few different ones, sure, just set up one scale and assign them to different leave types. So I'm going to choose paid leave. I'm then going to select the scale that I want. Now obviously this is paid leave that I'm choosing, so I'm going to say this employee gets 20 days per year. Now if we had to just jump back to the configuration module just to check what that is actually doing, let's go to setup, leave scales. We've got our annual leave 20 days per year. There we can already see it says 1.66 days after 1 month, which means that this employee needs to work 1 month before he actually gets his 1.66. Now we can also just confirm, does this leave get given in advance or not? I'm actually going to set this to him to get this at the beginning of the cycle. It just makes it a little bit easier for us to see them. So we can set that up. We can say OK. Let's go back to the user module, and we're going to select that one. So we can say select, we've got our type, we've got our leave scale, we click on OK, and once we actually close the screen, it'll process that information. Then we can go back into the leave screen, and we can actually check then what has this employee earned. So from the 1st of January, we'll see that he has actually earned 1.6, and obviously the 1st of March, because we've set it in advanced, he's actually earned another 1.66. If I had left that tick mark off, he would obviously only earn up to the end, end of Feb, that he would earn that there. Then you can go to your summary, which is the last one there, and you can actually go and see what is going on with this employee's leave. So I've just checked between the 1st and the 10th, which, up to the 10th we can do, let's do up to the 31st of March, and we can click on calculate, and it'll tell me what has happened there. So we can see in the paid leave, because we've specifically assigned that, he's earned 4.98 days of leave. He's already spent 7 days of that leave, so he's obviously in the minus. Now it could be that you need to either set your leave scale back, like perhaps it shouldn't start on the 1st of January, it should be, last year June or whatever that may be. So you can just confirm if that balance isn't correct. You can confirm if your leave scale has been, assigned at the right date, or else then that your leave has actually been configured correctly. Now generally if it's just one guy's leave that balance that is incorrect, it's more than likely something on his leave that is incorrect. But if it is a whole lot of employees, then you could consider perhaps being the leave scale that has actually been configured incorrectly. So that's your leave accruement. It's pretty simple. All you need to do is make sure that your leave types are set up. You have your leave scales then also configured according to your rules or of your company, and then obviously to go and assign those leave scales to the employees. You can assign multiple scales to one particular employee. So yeah, we've got the type for paid. We can also go and add our leave scale, and I'm going to just simply start it on the 1st of Jan as well, but this time it's going to be for sick leave, and we're going to select the sick scale that we have configured. Okay, so there you can see there's a different leave scale. We can go and take a look at that one just so you can see. We can assign that, we can click on OK, and that scale has been assigned there. Okay, so let's just go and take a look at those other leave scales so that you can get some ideas of what else can be done. So we've got our annual leave, 15 days per year. This one should pretty much be the same as the 30 days. So he gets 15 days after 1 year. There's no extra advanced if statements in there. You've got your annual 20 days, which is what we looked at earlier. We've got our sick leave, which says this employee earns 1 day after 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks, this employee would receive 1 day of sick leave. It's not set to accrue at the start of the cycle, so he would need to work that 6 weeks before he actually gets. So he'll get that 1 day at the end of the 6 weeks. Okay, we've got the same one for family responsibility as well. Got 3 days after 1 year's work, so he gets 3 days basically per year for family responsibility leave. And then you've got your long service leave, which he gets 1 day per month that he would earn then. So it's pretty simple. It's not too much that's involved in that. It's just configuring those leave scales and assigning them to the correct leave type. And obviously then as the leave also gets entered, for that employee, it'll then, adjust his balance according to what he's got left. I hope you that have learned something and that you will join me next time. Goodbye.